So after slaving all day, it's nighttime now, and a neighbor came over and helped me get this off. It took a while, but I was able to get it off, and it was way better because I did the earlier part down by the wheel earlier today. So now all I have to do is get those bolts off and then take the fuel pump situation off and then change those parts out. Next day, again, I managed to get the... Oh, I have to go get it for you so you guys can see. Hold on. I traveled to 3 different places to be able to get this made. It was a struggle, but O'Reilly's and AutoZone, they're trash. But shout out to Lil Rob for letting me know where to go. Went to Williams. It took them about 15, 20, 25 minutes. They took the old fitting that went on here. They applied it to here with a release. So I can basically take this off and put it on there. Take this off, put it on the bottom, and just screw on this AN line right here. So, which is way easier than that rubber hose that I had from before. So, next thing I'm gonna do is I have to take these little bolts off right here. Good thing that they're not rusting on, but I have to go around here and take all these off. Take this off, unplug this, and then take out the fuel pump. I got all these ones loose around here. Good thing that none of these were rusted on here in a terrible way. I gotta redo that one. That one. This one still needs to go. So I'll undo these and then I'll let you guys see me disconnect. Well, I don't really need to disconnect this because that's not connected, but I'll disconnect this and then I'll pull out the fuel pump. I hope you guys can see that. But I got all the bolts down. Now I have to disconnect this. There you go. That's off of there. So, here we go. It seems like the person that had it before, seems like he switched it over. Or, I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know. But the gas gauge isn't working. There's gas in there. There's a little bit of gas in there. So now I gotta refit all of my stuff with the new stuff. A little later on in the day, I'm having an issue. I have this connector here that is getting power. This is getting power. This original fuel pump that was in, that I took out with the whole thing, this is still working. I checked the fuel pump relay and that is still working. So I have to figure out why the fuel pump isn't receiving power. I tested the old fuel pump with a odometer and it was reading numbers. So, and we plugged it to a battery and it started running So that means that the fuel pump is still working, just it's not getting any power somehow. So I have to trace this line all the way to where it is, because it's getting power from the front and it's getting power to the relay, and it's getting power, but I don't know if there's a short or what. So it's gonna take some time, but bear with me so I can figure this out.
Alright, we are back. I have another package I need to open. Just down a little bit. There we go. And this is the package I've been waiting for. So this is the wiring, the hot wire for the fuel pump. This is the diagram. I'm supposed to, from the battery and the circuit, there's the relay and the fuel pump and ignition switch off and on. So I have this because I wasn't getting any power to the connector going to the fuel pump, where my fuel pump is. So I'm just gonna bypass that, run a red wire from the battery, and just page it into the diagram, and this should tell me what I should do. So cool. I'm gonna get that in, and I'm gonna start sanding that bumper as well. So cool. This will come in handy. I'm glad I got this.
What up? Today we're gonna be working on this fuel pump. I gotta switch this over, and then we're gonna work on, put this to the side, and then we gotta work on this fuel pump down here. It's been a couple days. I've been busy at work. Now it's time to get to work. But first, I'm gonna switch this over. So, what I am told and what we are going to do is we are going to delete this wire, because there's somewhere in this wire that has a short and it's not getting any power from the front of the car to this wire to be able to get the juice running for the fuel pump. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the kit that I got, and then we're going to go straight from the battery into the front, red wire all the way back here to the relay, and then we're going to relay into this wire right here, so all this stuff will just keep going, and we're just going to delete this connector right here, and we're just going to go from the relay to the battery, which will be way easier now that this is in and it's not moving. I can attach this to this line and attach the other line to the bottom right there to reconnect this line right here, and then we'll be halfway back in there and done. Hey, what up? All right, it has been about 2 days since the last time that I had filmed about the car, because I have been hard at work and I have been thinking of a plan to be able to finish this fuel pump. So what we got here, we have the relay rewire. I got the tube holder right here, which I'm going to put in between this yellow and blue thing, which is the power and everything. I got the ground all hooked up and everything, hooked up to the resistor right here, trailing all the way past the back seat. I gotta fix that up right there, but then the ignition wire is going all the way under there. I haven't connected that yet, but then this red wire is going all the way through there, and there's a black wire. It goes into a black wire, which that black wire is going through the firewall to the battery right there. So we got that good. Now all we got to do left is splice this wire right here into this one. And the reason why I did this is because if this ever shorts out from any power failure from water or whatever, this fuse will go out first rather than the relay fuse, which is over there in that area right there. So I'm glad my neighbor told me about that. That's a good idea. And it's rubber, and there is a rubber part that goes over over the fuse, so it won't get wet or damaged or anything, which is perfect. So now I got these resistors up here. Don't worry about that. I have to get some of those little connectors later on, but that's on there good. Just gonna put that on there, and then I'll let you guys know what it looks like after. So I got some stuff in the mail I want you guys to see. So first, I got some open-ended fuse holders that will come a long way. I needed one for this particular job, but it didn't come in time enough, and it luckily came right when we were doing the job. So I have 10 of these. These will go a long way. As well, as we all know, as car owners, we need a lot of fuses because they burn out, they go out, they short, or whatnot. So I got an assortment of 5 to 30 amp fuses, different color assortments, which is good and will come a long way just in case one of my fuses blow. So get some of these if you need them. They will go a long way. I'm glad I got an assortment and a variety, not a variety, but I got them in bulk rather than getting them in one. One of these costs about $3.75 versus getting the fuse holders with the fuses. You add up all those those fuse holders alone, $3.75. It's over $20. So I got the fuse holders and the fuses for under $20, so which was a good buy. So if you guys need them, go get it. So just to recap, I traced the wires. I spliced the wire in between that wire right there that we weren't getting a solid connection. As well, I reconnected this one, so we're getting power from here. If there's any short that comes from here with anything, this fuse that's in here will go off first, and not any of the fuses for the relay over there. So that is perfect, and that is connected. We have the transistor right here that I just bolted onto the frame of the car in the trunk. And then these wires over here are traced in between the back seats all the way. See that? From the back seats all the way under here. I hit it pretty good over here. And then it is spliced under here with the starter connection, the black and solid white strip for my car, specifically for the 3000 GT 91. So what I'm going to do now is make this look a lot better than what it looks like now, and then I'm going to have you guys see the battery. So that black wire from, well, the red wire from the trunk of the car, which I didn't have enough primary wire to just lead it all the way to the battery, but that black wire turns into, no, the red wire turns into a black wire, which is coming up right here where the boost hose is also going through the firewall and is being connected right here to the battery terminal. I have my HIDs on here, I have that black wire there, and I have some other connections here that I need and that are solid. I had to get a new battery terminal so all this can be buttoned up and looking good. And what I'm going to do now is just start up the car and see where it's at. And then I'm going to have to go to the store and put some gas in here because I tried to put I put 2 gallons in here because it was real low on gas, because the fuel pump like reservoir thing was open. So having gas being out and not insulated or whatnot, it dissipates because of the fumes or whatnot. So a lot of gas that was in my tank probably dissipated while the trunk was open. So it was very low. Tried to start the car up when everything was done. I was trying to figure out why I was having issues, but it turns out it seems like I was just low on gas. So I'm gonna go to the gas station and fill it up. At least put $20-$30 in here so we can make at least a distinction onto the fuel gauge, and then hopefully we'll be all ready and going, and then I'll let you guys see what it looks like when it's filled up. And before I forget, let's not forget our fuel pump cover that we also need to put on. Goes on there. Perfect. Just like that. And that will seal everything up. I'll patch up these wires to make everything look good. And we are looking great. There we go. That's looking sounding way better. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. And that is that. That is looking good. There you go. And then now I'll show you, I'll let you see what it looks like after I patch all this stuff up. In about 3, 2, 1. Boom. There you go. So it's all cleaned up. All looking clean. Looking better than what it did. Got the relay right there. I can probably, put that secure somewhere if I really wanted to. I'll probably, bolt it up to that, plastic part right there, or bolt it up somewhere around that area. Those other 2 wires just go to the hatch and I need to get a rewire on that. As you can see, those wires. Well, that'll come later on in some videos. So that is that. That is the conclusion of the fuel pump. I got power. We did a rewire to the fuel pump. Got the relay spliced into the ignition switch, and we traced it all the way to the battery, and it's fully working now. All I gotta do now is fill it up. Okay, so I'm in my car. I want you guys to see the gas gauge because I just put some gas in my car and it's doing what it's doing. So I'll flip over so you guys can see the gas gauge. Okay, so look at the gas gauge. It's way better than what it was doing. I just put some gas in. Everything's working and it's creeping up. So we know that what I did wasn't wrong and we're getting power everywhere. So yeah.